Hi, my name is Emily and I'm the outreach coordinator here at Choices Clinic, and today we're going to be talking about boundaries. Alright, so first we're going to start by talking about the 4 types of boundaries. That's going to be physical, verbal, emotional, and mental. So as we start, it's really important to know why we're setting boundaries. The basic reasoning of setting a boundary is because we want to be able to be in a place that we can pour from a full cup. If you want to think of it in the terms of everybody is starting out with your glass full, but throughout the day you need to be accounting for where you're going to be pouring out your resources, things like your time, your energy, your emotions. When you have respect for yourself, you're able to discern and to prioritize where you are pouring out your resources. So let's talk about how to set boundaries. So step 1 is going to be establishing your values. Basically, if you don't know how to respect yourself, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get others to respect you. So take the time and establish what your values are. What's important to you? Where do you want to be respected? Where do you want to spend your resources? When you're able to establish your own values, it's much easier to communicate your boundaries to others. Step 2 is to communicate your boundaries. An example of this would be when you said/did, it made me feel, and so moving forward, I expect. This is a great way to just be able to clearly communicate what happened, how it made you feel, and then what you're expecting moving forward. The last step is to distance yourself from those who do not respect your boundaries. Remember, those who love and respect you will respect your boundaries. So let's talk about relationships and boundaries. We're going to go through some relationship red flags. These are going to be a great way to look through your relationship and see if there are any need for boundaries. So our first relationship red flag is your relationship conditional? Every person in a relationship deserves to be loved unconditionally. And if you feel like that's not true of your relationship, you may need to set some boundaries. Is your partner controlling? Every person has a free will and should be able to exercise it. If you're in a relationship where you feel like you're being controlled either physically, emotionally, or mentally, you need to set some boundaries. Do you feel like you're being used or abused? This can again be physical, emotional, verbal, any of those types of things. Abuse is real, and it's okay to call it out and it's okay to set boundaries. Does your partner have toxic friends? Whatever friends your partner has will eventually end up influencing your life. And you may not think that at first when you're starting your relationship, but eventually you're going to see his toxic friends' patterns influencing the way that he acts and maybe even the way that he treats you. Does the walk match the talk? The basic way that I'm going to explain this is he making promises and then maybe not keeping those promises later on? That's really important, and you might need to set a boundary there. Lastly, are you losing relationships in your life, especially the one with yourself? This is so important. When you're in a relationship, it should not mean that you have to lose other relationships. Your relationship should be a place of life and a place of giving. And so if that is not happening in your relationships, you need to set some boundaries. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. Remember, it all comes back to if you don't respect yourself, how can you expect others to respect you?